Hey everybody, it has been a while since we had a video like this, hasn't it? With Dragonflight coming out, I figured we'd do a little video talking about the new playable race being added, the Dracthyr. Who exactly are these dragon-like creatures, and what role do they play in today's Azeroth? Let's start at the beginning. The Dracthyr were created by Neltharion, the Earth Warder, or who we might know better as Deathwing, in an experiment that combined the cleverness of the mortals with the power of the dragons. The Dracthyr were made to be the ultimate soldiers, but sealed away in a magical stasis for nearly 20,000 years. They reawaken, together with the Dragon Isles. The only home they ever knew was the Forbidden Reach, which is also where the Dracthyr's new adventure starts.
Talents to the fore!
On the flank! Move! Heaven scale! Fall back!
Sleep.
We wake up from our 20,000-year stasis, confused, remembering nothing but flashes from our past. Inside the war crash, and in front of us, we see Kodethii, member of the Dark Talons, still in his stasis. We set him free using our disintegrate ability, and he seems equally confused.
What? Evoker? What has happened? Who did this to us? Something is very wrong here. We must find our wingmates. This way.
The Dracthyr are breaking free. Contain them.
We hear the voice of a blue dragon, Lepisagos, who commands his followers to contain the Dracthyr that are breaking free. We start by trying to find a few more allies. We find Tethalash and release him from his stasis.
I remember obeying an order.
Unfortunately, when we get to Cthon, it seems his stasis did not protect him from death a very long time ago, judging by his remains. We meet up with the free Dracthyr and free another one, Azurathel, a scale commander.
My head. All right. We need to get our bearings.
It's time to gear up and free as many fellow Dracthyr as we can. We start gearing up, fighting any constructs we need in the process, and the plan is then to meet up with Neltharion, all while Lepisagos still commands his forces to contain or destroy us. While gearing up, we find a couple edicts from the Earth Warder behind a closed chamber. They read, "My Dracthyr, know that you exist at my behest. Through relentless training, you'll be honed into the finest soldiers on Azeroth. I, Neltharion, the Earth Warder, empowered by the Titan Khaz'goroth to serve as a guardian of the deep places, created you to act as instruments of my will. While other dragonkin are sturdy and loyal, they lack the cleverness and adaptability needed to fight the war that is sure to come against those who defy the reign of the aspects. You shall embody the might of all 5 dragonflights, instilled with the potential of the mortal races that have begun to spread across our world. Through service, you will find glory. Never yield, never surrender." The other edict talks about Wyrns, and it says, "All Dracthyr shall be assigned to a Wyrn that best matches their skills. Each Wyrn is focused on mastering a particular aspect of warfare. Attackers, defenders, healers, tacticians, and infiltrators. Together these units form the ultimate army. Every Wyrn shall be under the authority of a scale commander, a Dracthyr chosen and groomed for the position by the Earth Warder himself. Members of a Wyrn will become as close as clutchmates. It is a bond that shall never be broken, forged of duty and honor in service to dragonkind." We continue gearing up and meet our fellow Dracthyr further into the crash.
Cinderthresh, can you bring down this barrier?
Zuri! Just the reinforcements I needed.
Have you found the Earth Warder?
No, he is not in this chamber. But there is a...
different dragon.
Come forth, loyal servants of Malygos. Show no mercy to these aberrations.
Well, this should be fun.
We meet Cinderthresh, who takes down the barrier, allowing us access into the chamber ahead. We see Lepisagos, who summons his servants that turn out to be servants of Malygos, and it is on us to glide into the room and rescue our fellow Dracthyr. After we complete that task, we rendezvous with our allies ahead and take the fight to Lepisagos.
We were trained to defend dragons, not to fight them. This feels wrong.
The Pizigos has left us no choice, Surrey. He means to destroy us. So today, we fight for each other. For all Dracthyr.
Well said, my friend.
We fight Lepizigos, who claims to have been in charge of guarding us for ages, but regardless of that, he falls.
You are out of time. Go! The crash is collapsing!
We make our way out of the collapsing crash and are finally outside. And when we're outside, we do some training, but also inspect a beacon that shows us a few visions from across the land. We saw several things, but the first thing we decide to act on is a group of Dracthyr running out of a chamber, seemingly affected by some kind of poison. But before we do that, we need to remind ourselves what it is to take the disguise, and we soar around, diving, elevating, boosting through several mini parkours, and once we feel confident again, we head towards the healing wings. We take the disguise and fly northwest, across the eerie chasm into the Scaleborn Pass, and speak to Cinderthresh, who we then accompany into the caldera of the Menders, and we find the healing wings. Wounded, we rush into the caldera in search of Viridia, who we need to evacuate before the poison takes us.
Easy there, Syndra. Easy. We went in after you.
Shh, 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 shh. I know. You are as brave and foolish as ever.
In order to help the healing wings and cure them of their poisoning, we need to collect toxin glands, which we can find on Scythid amongst other creatures. But on our way, we find another little creature in need of aid. We meet Tono, the greatest explorer ever, and they tell us that their sister is missing after she went into a nearby cave. Inside the cave, we fight the Scythid, collect the glands while we're at it, and eventually we find Ko, hidden between a big pile of dragon remains. Ko climbs on our back, and we take her and her brother to safety. We meet with their parents, two Tuskar explorers, who are grateful for returning their children to them. We then continue back to the caldera to cure our allies of their poisoning. We go around healing everybody that we can, including the Draconid, which doesn't sit very well with Cinderthresh at first, but Viridia explains her motivations. After healing them all, it is time for us to go back to the caldera, this time with the supplies needed to withstand the poison, so we can collect any horn signets of the fallen and rescue who might still be trapped down there. Halfway down the stairs, we find a report titled Infestation, which reads the following. Malygos, my aspect. The Dracthyr remain securely in stasis, and my long vigil watching over them continues. While I am reluctant to trouble you, I fear I must report that the integrity of this crate has been compromised. An insectoid infestation has breached these halls. In my own arrogance, I at first believed this incursion would prove little more than an annoyance of unwanted pests, but now the contamination spreads out of control, and I find myself short of breath as I am overwhelmed by the toxins produced by this invasive species. I refuse to abandon the post you assigned me, but I must request additional aid. It seems my arcane skills are insufficient to counteract this malady. Signed by your loyal servant. And judging by the hulking dragon carcass we find next to the report and the infestation here, it seems a safe bet that Malygos never sent additional aid. We fight our way through the pests and keep our toxin levels at bay while we collect the horn signets and free 10 or so survivors stuck behind an arcane door. We also find another edict there, this time about the healing wings. This Wyrn shall be the face and symbol for hope among all those who would call the aspects their allies. The healing wings are charged with the mastering of the arts of preservation and healing. Wield the powers of time and the Emerald Dream to return those who are wounded to their full might. Where they are injured, the healing wings will be there to tend to them. Led by Scale Commander Viridia, the healing wings shall embody the resilience and fortitude of the Earth Warder. We return to Viridia after we complete the job, and we're told to go meet with Emberthal and report that the healing wings will be on their way shortly. We take the disguise once more, but we see two dragons flying around. Regardless, we shake our confusion and report to Emberthal, back to the old Wyrn grounds. We overhear an interesting conversation between Emberthal, Azurathel, and Dervishian, talking about elementals and a name, Primalists.
The Ebon Scales are under siege by wild drakes, Terrasek, and elementals. I overheard the name Primalists.
Then our people are in even more danger than we thought.
Apparently the Ebon Scales need our help at Stormsunder Crater. We take the disguise and rendezvous with Azurathel when we get there. And what we see is a mess of elementals, drakes, and storms. We jump into the crater, killing any Terrasec and elementals in our way as we search for clues about the primalists.
Terrasec, we offer you freedom and power. Join our fight against the aspects. The elements awaken! Infuse me with their strength, and I will free the Storm Eater from her prison. Embrace the gift of the Storm Eater. Together, we will unleash her might upon this world.
It seems a Tauren named Kurog Grimtotem is trying to free the primalists, but why, we do not know. All we know is he's trying to free the Storm Eater. We report back and then take down the beast that keeps the Ebonscales trapped. We get close and take Ekrazathal down together.
The order is given. Attack!
Ebonscales, strike as one!
These vermin sought to disrupt our ritual! They are unworthy of the dragon blood in their veins! They mean nothing. Leave them. The elements have granted me the power I need. At long last, the mistress of the storm shall be free.
We meet with Scale Commander Sarkareth, who is very much pissed about everything he woke up to.
We wake up to find a hostile dragon in our crate, then fight off an elemental army at our doorstep. I want answers, Azurathel.
Answers will have to wait. The Primalists spoke of unleashing a great storm upon the world. We must stop them.
We take the disguise once again to report back to Emberthal, and when we get there, the two dragons we saw earlier approach.
These cultists speak of unleashing a storm.
The threat is greater than you know, young ones. We fear these primalists seek to release something ancient, something terrible.
Why should we trust you? Were you sent by the Earth Warder? Where is Neltharion?
Neltharion? It seems there is much you do not know.
I am Abyssian, and this is Rathian. We will answer all your questions in time. But we must join forces and strike now, or the enemy will prevail.
This is our home. The Dracthyr will defend it. We will fight beside you, but you do not give the orders here, dragons.
So be it.
Fine. But do try not to get in our way. After all, I know a thing or two about vanquishing ancient adversaries.
Yes, you do, Rathian. You sure do. Rathian and Abyssian, or who some of you may know better as Spirit Walker Ebonhorn, aid the Dracthyr in their effort to stop Kurog Grimtotem from freeing the Storm Eater. So we take the disguise and head to Froststone Vault, where the Storm Eater is being kept. We defend the vault, fighting the enemies and healing our allies, but unfortunately, we are too late.
Mistress of the storm, the primal powers have risen to set you free.
broken. Ah, and what is this? The brood of Neltharion. I felt his demise reverberate through the earth, and reveled in it. Perhaps you wish to share his fate.
I had wished to become what he was meant to be. What he should have been.
You do not fathom what dragonkind was meant to be. But you will. Go! Tell them we will scour this world of the Titan's stain. Let the storm be the harbinger of our return.
Razageth is set free, and now the only choice we have is to evacuate. We heal Rathian and Abyssian on the way as we run for our lives. It is time to organize the evacuation of the region, and when we return, Nosdormu arrives to aid us in our evacuation.
Razageth!
Nosdormu. I am pleased that not all of the aspects have met a bitter end. Not yet. Tell your queen I am coming for her. The storm's reckoning comes for you all!
The release of Razageth heralds great danger for this world, just as your awakening heralds great change. The kingdoms of Azeroth must be warned. Go to them. Along the way, you may discover a new destiny of your own. Rathian, Abyssian, you are known to the peoples of this world. Guide the Dracthyr on their journey.
Yes, timeless one.
We get everything in order to evacuate, and then Nosdormu aids us with the powers to make us fly faster, and we travel to either Stormwind with Rathian or Orgrimmar with Abyssian.
Dark Talons, fall in!
We have to leave the Reach.
Lead the way, Abyssian.
The warders will follow Rathian.
Children of Neltharion, you have awakened to face a shattered past and an uncertain future. Yet the threads of fate weave a new path to distant shores. The sands of time will speed your wings along the way. Tell the world of what you have witnessed, and warn them of the storm to come.
Orgrimmar. Within these walls gather the noble races of the Horde. A city built upon a foundation of strength and honor.
Traits my people embody as well. Impressive structure. But nothing that would hold back the might of the Dark Talons.
I have no doubt your soldiers will be given many chances to prove themselves. Before we enter, I will assume another form. One that is more recognizable to the Horde.
A visage. Yes. I remember the Earth Warder had one too. Well, we have arrived. Where are your allies, Abyssian?
Patience, Cinderthresh. I am sure we will receive an appropriate welcome.
arrival in the city starts off rocky, but after we explore our new home, we meet with our allies and choose a visit so that we can mingle with the mortal races a bit easier. And then the preparation begins to take the fight to the Dragon Isles, which is what we'll cover in the story of the pre-patch in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed it. It's weird being back. I might sound or the video might seem a bit rough because I'm getting back into the swing of things, you know? I'm just gonna churn out some videos that I'm happy with, and we'll see. Hopefully we'll see them improve over time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below what you would like to see next. And maybe, just maybe, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!